Okay, might help if I turn the mic on. Welcome to a new series. This is in the same vein as our Orioles Twins franchise. This is Buccaneers Patriots franchise. I am the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. My cousin Nathan is the New England Patriots. Today we are setting up our rosters to get ready to go into season one. I'm going to go ahead and share this with Nathan now. He's probably going to jump in the chat, I would imagine, and direct me on how he wants me to manage his roster. In the meantime, I'm gonna work on setting up my team. When Nathan jumps in, I will switch over to the Patriots and let him set up his roster. Bear with me. Okay, so I'm doing something. I kind of went back and forth on this. I could not decide if I wanted to run a 4-3 or if I wanted to stick with the 3-4. Oh, sorry, a little bit of feedback. I have been a 4-3 guy for the past 20 years. But this game is very much set up for 3-4. Specifically, if it comes time to pay outside linebackers, uh, or just regular off-ball linebackers, they get paid like pass rushers if they're outside linebackers. So I considered sticking with the 3-4, even though I'm more comfortable with the 4-3. But I ultimately just decided to go ahead and go 4-3, and run the Seattle playbook. I've actually got to change my playbooks. I think it's under team schemes. All right. Let me. Nathan, if you're watching, just let me know whenever you're in, and I'll switch over to Patriots and let you change all of your stuff. Okay. Trying to set all this up. West Coast, I am not running a 3-4. I am running a 4-3. Base 4-3. Tampa Bay offensive playbook. I'm going with the Seattle defensive playbook. I've run this defense probably like 4 or 5 years of Madden in a row, and it's fine. I mean, I never have like the best defense in the league, but yeah, I seem to pretty as long as I get good players, I seem to pretty steadily have like top 15, maybe even top 10 defenses, and that's fine. I don't need to have the number one defense in the league. Maybe at some point I'll get a little bit more risky and actually try to run a 3-4. I'm just not there yet. Looks like the Seattle defensive playbook is set up to be a 3-4 though. So maybe I need to go to a different playbook this year. I think Dallas is set up to run a 3 or a 4-3. Yeah. Maybe I'll run with the Dallas playbook. They run, it seems like they run a lot of nickel, which is exactly what I want to do. Indianapolis runs a 4-3 as well. Kansas City runs a 4-3. I completely forgot about that. Arizona. I don't want anything to do with Arizona. That franchise is just a tire fire. Cleveland is a possibility. Um, I'm probably going to start off with Dallas, and if it's not working, I might switch. 5-2 nickel. Yeah, I'm going to start off with Dallas. See how that playbook works for me. When Nathan jumps in, we'll see what he wants to do. I haven't really talked through a lot of this with him other than just picking teams. I know for me, it came down to Tampa Bay or Baltimore. I ran Baltimore in baseball, the Orioles. My wife is from Baltimore. I've kind of adopted Baltimore as my second team in baseball and in football. Um, the Cubs are my baseball team. I've been watching a lot of Cubs baseball lately. Um, in fact, I think they probably start pretty soon. I might even fire that up and get that game started and kind of watch it on the side. Um, yeah, I'm a Cubs fan. I am a Buccaneers fan in football. My dad's side of the family is from the Tampa area. They moved here before the Rays became a franchise. So back when they lived in Florida, you basically had two options for watching baseball or following baseball. It was whichever major league team happened to run spring training in the city that you lived in, which for Tampa was the Yankees. There's a few other teams that are very local to that area. Like I believe the Reds are maybe Sarasota. I'm trying to think who else is down there. I can't remember. But yeah, they're basically two big teams in that area at the time. It was the Yankees, and then the Cubs, because the Cubs were on WGN every day, and they used to watch the Cubs every day on WGN and became Cubs fans despite living in Tampa. And then they moved to the South Bend area in Indiana, which is only a couple hours away from Chicago. Made even more sense to say Chicago Cubs fan at that point. Cubs are big in this area. We have the South Bend Cubs, which are the single A affiliate, the high A affiliate for the Chicago Cubs. But they didn't move here and adopt the Chicago Bears. Well, my grandfather did, but my dad and my uncles all split to become a Buccaneers fan through some really dark seasons. And then we had the breakthrough, winning the Super Bowl back when I was in high school in the early 2000s. I believe it was '03. It was the '02-'03 season. Excuse me. And then the one recently. My Buccaneers are probably going to be lousy. So, probably going to be watching a lot of Ravens games. Let's see here. Sorry, I am trying to do so many things right now. I'm conversing with Nathan. He said he's stopping to get food, so I'm going to work on my team for a little bit, but the first thing I want to do is get this Cubs game up and running. Okay, so I am transitioning this team to a 3-4. Sorry, trying to get signed in here. Why is it not letting me sign in? This is frustrating. What the fuck is going on here? Is that not my... Maybe it's not my password. Oh, there we go. I think it's a 6:40 start for the Cubs. Having some trouble pulling up their stream. It's probably because it hasn't started yet. If I have to watch the Tigers broadcast, that's fine. It's not like I'm going to be listening to it anyway. I'm going to be doing this. Okay. So let's dig into this roster. I know I'm probably going to have some questions about what I have my difficulties and sliders on. Let's maybe do that first. I've already been fucking around here a lot, not getting a whole lot done. So I am running all pro sliders, or all pro skill level, 15-minute quarters, minimum play clock down to 13. For accelerated clock. I've got trading on auto, scout college players on auto, practice reps auto. Everything else is going to be run manually. I'll let the computer deal with the talent tree for the coaches. I don't care about that. I will manually progress players. Let's see, is there anything unusual in here? I don't believe so. Pre-existing injuries off. Progressive fatigue off. I tried franchise with progressive fatigue on last year, and it just fucking broke the game. Every couple of weeks, I'd end up with players that would be out because they were tired, and I would maybe give my running back like 20 carries or 20 touches, and he would have to miss a week because he's tired. They're going to have to tune that before I put any trust back in that. Draft timer off because I'm going to have to correspond with Nathan to do the draft. I didn't touch free agency at all. Development trait regression on. Breakout scenarios on. Superstar abilities off. I don't know how superstar abilities work in the game now, but in past years when I've left superstar abilities on for CPU versus CPU, it just wrecks the game because those guys just go unstoppable. And I think that's really it that we need to look at there. I'll give you a quick peek at the sliders. These are very much a work in progress. I have simmed probably 3 games in CPU versus CPU. I've been pretty happy with the results I've had so far, but it's a very small sample size. After we start simming some games, some things might start to stand out a little bit more than they have so far. This is very similar to where I left off last year, at least in that direction. I have not really... I checked out Operation Sports. Didn't really see a whole lot of work going on CPU versus CPU rosters yet, or sliders yet. Some of the sliders that I saw people working on had QB accuracy turned way down. Others I saw had them turned way up and pass blocking way down. I know this has worked pretty well for me. If things start to stand out, I might change it. Run blocking, I left it at 80. I saw somebody had turned theirs down all the way to like 2. I don't know what the deal with that is. Uh, Fumbles, I don't know what to do with this slider yet. I am going to have to track this closely, watching some games. This is another one where, like, in last year's game, it is reversed. It's one of the slider settings as reversed. So if you turn fumbles up, it's going to actually decrease the amount of fumbles you see in the game. If you turn it down, it's going to increase the number. So I'll adjust that as we go. Pass defense. Usually you have to turn pass coverage and defense reaction time up, but interceptions down. Tackling I turned up a little bit. That is just I've got the same for CPU and player. Field goal accuracy I turned down a little bit. Punt power's up a little bit. Punt accuracy's way up. Turned kickoff power to 55. Didn't touch injuries. Again, I'll take a look at that as we start getting into the franchise and see what's going on there. Fatigue I bumped slightly. I might increase that a little bit, play with it, and I just don't want to get to a point where I break the game. And I know in past seasons, if you turned fatigue up, your offensive line would get tired after like a 10-play drive, and they'd start jumping off sides. They'd false start every play until they regained energy levels. I don't want to do that. I don't want to break the game, so just going to leave it at 53. Might move it up slightly, one piece at a time. Mid-player threshold, I just leave it. Offsides, I turned to 99. I read somewhere that turning the offsides up actually slows pass rush a little bit. And I noticed when I did that last year, it went a long way towards keeping guys who were higher rated defensive ends from getting like 4 or 5 sacks in a game. I want it to be more realistic, and this has really helped. False starts up at 70, holdings up at 70. If I'm not seeing enough penalties, I might boost those a little bit. Defensive pass interference all the way up. I'd very rarely see pass interference called in this game. I turned off intentional grounding. I read, I believe it was on Operation Sports, that the quarterback play is actually a little bit more realistic, and they will actually get rid of the ball and throw the ball away if you turn intentional grounding off. If you don't, they will stay in the pocket and just get sacked over and over and over again, which is, again, something I want to limit. Roughing the passer, I left it where it is. Roughing the kicker and running into the kicker, I turned off. I had a problem last year where I had kickers just getting roughed all the time, and it was really bothering me. It was super unrealistic. Like, it's something you just don't see very often. If I watch the Bucs play, I might see a roughing the kicker call like twice a year, and it was something that was happened like 2 or 3 times a game. Turn it off. It's just not that important to me. So that's where the sliders are now. I'll continue to do updates as I adjust things. But let's actually get into this roster. I am not going to do training camp. I do not have the time or the patience for that. It's cool. I'm glad it's back in the game. If I do a franchise where I actually play the games with a team, I might put the time into actually doing the training camp. I am not going to do it here. So let's dig into this roster a little bit. Of course, the quarterback is Baker Mayfield, 72 overall, 28 years old. No dev trait. I'm just not excited about Baker Mayfield as the quarterback. To the point where I am very, very much going to consider bringing in another quarterback. That might be something where, like, I wait and see what Nathan's going to do I don't want to step on his toes because he might also be in the market for a quarterback with the Patriots. I don't know what his plans are with Mac Jones. In fact, if he decided to move Mac Jones, I would probably be interested. Mac Jones, 74 overall star potential. That's actually pretty good. You could work with that. I'll see what Nathan wants to do with him, but as far as my quarterback situation goes, it's pretty bleak. I am probably going to make a move there. I don't want to waste an entire season on Baker Mayfield. John Wolford has no shot at making the team. Trask is probably going to make the team just by default, just because I don't want to pay the cap penalty. Running back room, Rashad White, I guess. I mean, I'm just, again, not all excited about that. He does have a star dev trait. Maybe I could develop him into a decent running back, but I'm just not expecting a big performance in year one. Keyshawn Vaughn is fine as just like depth, probably best as like the third or fourth running back on the depth chart. Chase Edmonds may or may not make the team. Patrick Laird, I mean, I can almost guarantee he's not going to make the team. In fact, I'm tempted to just cut him right now and save $1 million. Sean Tucker is probably going to go to the practice squad. I know I'm inheriting a team that has a lot of cap trouble going into this season, so like I am not going to be able to do a whole lot as far as upgrading this roster. I do need to get a fullback. Wide receiver, I've got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Russell Gage. I mean, I am not impressed by Russell Gage. Does have star dev trait. David Moore, I don't want anything to do with David Moore. I mean, I would almost feel more comfortable getting rid of Russell Gage and running with Trey Palmer as my number 3 receiver and just having this be a year where my team just bottoms out. Kate Otten, normal dev tight end. I'm not super excited about that. The backups are awful. O-line, Tristan Wirfs, moving from left tackle or right tackle to left tackle, is really good. Don't have to worry about that. Cody Mock and left guard. Hidden dev. I like to see that. So he looks like he's going to be a pretty good player. I should be able to just kind of plug and play him at left guard for several seasons. Ryan Jensen, 32 years old. He's got the superstar dev trait. In real life, there's some serious injury concerns with him. I think there's a possibility that he may not even play this year, could retire. Robert Hainsey has been pretty good when asked to play. It's actually a spot where the Buccaneers have pretty good depth, one of the few spots. Matt Failer is fine as just a stopgap right guard. Brandon Walton. Luke Gedeke is just probably not the answer at right tackle. I'm probably going to have to go get a right tackle. I'm not super comfortable with him starting. I already moved a lot of players around to prepare to move to a 4-3. So Kalijah Cansey is going to be 4-3 left end. Anthony Nelson, Logan Hall. Logan Hall just looks like a bust at this point. He's going to have a big season in real life, as this is probably his last chance. Pat O'Connor is going to get cut. All right. Right end, Shaq Barrett, Joe Tryon, Shoeka, Yaya Diaby, Jose Ramirez, Charles Snowden, whoever that is, and CJ Brewer. Um, Snowden, I guess I'll keep him on the roster. There's a chance I can put him on to the practice squad. I've got no real interest in keeping these guys. They're just taking up roster spots at this point. Same with CJ Brewer. Get rid of him. One guy I am definitely going to trade, though, is Shaq Barrett. I love Shaq Barrett. He had some really good seasons. He's been hampered by injuries, and his cap hit is enormous. Still carried a superstar dev trait, which is surprising. He's actually got the option to restructure contract. I kind of want to click on that just to see what the option is. Restructuring Shaquille Barrett will free 6.92 in cap space this season. 6.91 will be added per year to the final 1 year of his contract. Okay, so it pushes 6.9% or 6.9 million of his contract to do that. I'd rather just trade him. But that's a cool option. Let's see what kind of value we can get for him. No interest from the Bears. Yeah, I might have actually got more interest from him if I would have left him as a outside linebacker. Now that I think about it, that probably would have been the move. The Cardinals do not have their first round pick. Wait, what? No, yeah, the Cardinals do have their first round pick. And they have Houston's. Okay, well, I don't know which is which. They have the 35th pick in the second round, which is pick 3. So I'm assuming pick 3 is theirs, and pick 2 would be Houston's. I'd rather have Houston's pick. I mean, how bad do they want Shaquille Barrett? Oh, I'm not even close. Not even close. They also want left hand, right hand, left guard, center, corner. Well, I don't have any of those things to offer. Unless I gave up Jensen, but that doesn't really save me any money. I think he's got 2 years left on his contract. Let's see here. Oh, wow. Okay, so he is making $17.3 million next year. It might be kind of valuable to actually get rid of him. I don't think the Cardinals can take on that salary. That's the biggest problem. They have 6.6 million. Nope. Well, yeah, they can, because he's only making like 6 million this year. It's next year he's got the big cap hit. All right, you take Jensen, and now you give me that number 3 pick, that number 2 pick. All right, we're talking. I will happily give up some picks of my own. I don't want to give up 19 because I think that is going to be a lot better pick than number 19. I think my team is going to be terrible. Boy, I don't know what else to give up. I will give up. Oh, they got a lot of cap room left. Because I'm eating the majority of Jensen's salary this year. That's why. Okay. I would also not mind giving up Russell Gage. That didn't really make them any more interested. That's okay. Oh boy, Cubs already gave up a home run. Let's add a 3. Let's add another 3. Okay, we're getting there. Maybe if I throw out a 4? How close does that get me? Oh, God. I'm going to have to give up that second round pick, aren't I? Man, I don't want to do that. I think that's going to be a pretty good pick. Maybe next year, second. Maybe if I'm expecting to be a little bit better team next year. Okay, yeah, that gets me a lot closer. It's probably going to have to add a 3. Oops, sorry. That's a... trying to communicate with Nathan here. Where was I? I had already offered a second round pick. That is super close. What if I give up a 2026 fourth rounder? What about a 2026 third rounder? Oh my God. I am so fucking close to making this happen. So I might have to give up my second round pick in 2026 as well. And I think I'd just throw in a 7 at this point, and it probably should push this over the limit. Yep. All right. I got the first round pick of, I believe, the Houston Texans. So I am expecting to have a couple pretty high picks in this draft. Yes, it is Houston. And I might also still trade Mike Evans and see what I can get back. I'll probably also try to trade Baker Mayfield. I doubt I'm going to get much of anything for him. My cat is annoying the shit out of me right now. He wants to be fed, but it's still over an hour away from when we usually feed him. Oh shit, Levante David. That's another player I should probably trade because he's not going to get re-signed. All right, let's let's shop Mike. I know this is sacrilege. The Bears, I don't think have a first round pick, right? They do? Who? Oh yeah, from Carolina. I keep thinking teams don't have first round picks. They absolutely do. That's actually a lot closer than I expected. Um, if I throw Levante David, I bet I can make that happen. I might be able to get more. Pretty close to getting a first and another second. Let's see. I will throw in a fourth. Fourth isn't super valuable to me. Oh, it's gonna have to be more than that. Maybe I'll go with a third. That'll work. All right. So I am tearing down this roster. Baker is the last person to go. I don't know if anybody's going to be super interested in Baker. The Colts are. Okay. You want to throw me a second round pick for Baker? How about a third? Done deal. Okay. Now I just got to go get a quarterback. Looks like I'm hearing from Nathan now. I'm going to switch over to the Patriots, and I'll come back to the Buccaneers later. I'll let Nathan take a look at his roster. Nathan says Trask or fail. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to start Trask. I'm not that brave. I'll probably go get a quarterback from somewhere. Maybe like Trey Lance or somebody like that. Somebody that, like, if they have a good season, maybe I could work with it. But if they don't, it's also not the worst thing because I just get a good draft pick. All right. I guess first things first, Nathan. We have to figure out like what type of scheme and what type of playbook you want to run. Um, it looks like the default for New England is multiple power playbook, of course, with a 3-4 under, and they also have a 3-4 playbook. I actually used the New England playbook on offense quite a bit for several years. It was only kind of recently that I started using Tampa Bay's playbook a little bit more often. You could definitely win with the New England playbook. It's going to be a little bit more run heavy than Tampa Bay's. Tampa Bay's is pretty pass heavy. The most disappointing playbook in the game is probably Kansas City. Okay with defaults. Okay, yeah. That's one of those things that, like, if it's just not working, you can always change. All right, let's take a look at this roster. You can let me know if you want to trade any of these guys. Just cut them outright. We'll trim the rosters down later. Mac Jones, Casey, yeah. Yeah, the KC playbook just doesn't perform super well. I don't know what it is. Even when I've done it like with Mahomes and the Chiefs, they're maybe like a 500 team. They just don't do super well with the KC playbook. But if I give them Tampa Bay's, they do awesome because it lets Mahomes throw the ball like 45 times a game. Mac Jones, 74 overall, 75 with the team play boost, star development trait. Yeah, I mean there's something there to work with for sure. He's not. He is pretty athletic. 80 speed. That's surprising. I didn't know he was that quick. Doesn't have the biggest arm, but he's very accurate. Yeah, you can stick with Mac. You've also got Bailey Zappi, 65 overall. Malik Cunningham. He's pretty solid. He's an interesting guy. He might even be like an option to maybe move to running back or something like that. Ramondre Stevenson is an 80 overall. He's a good running back. Star potential. Trade you Zappy for a second round. No, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, he's only a 63 overall. Yeah, he's sorry, I had to cough. He's like the very poor man's Mac Jones. Let's see. Ty Montgomery, Pierre Strong, J.J. Taylor, Kevin Harris. It's a little bit soft behind Ramondre Stevenson. You might be able to look at free agency and see if there's a good backup running back available. You do need a fullback. I should actually. You only like Stevenson, yeah. I'm going to grab a pencil. I actually need to be writing this stuff down so that I can remember. Okay, Pats. Look for a backup halfback. You need a fullback. Wide receiver, Juju Smith-Schuster, Devontae Parker, Kendrick Bourne, Tyquan Thornton, Demario Douglas, Keyshawn Boutte, Trey Nixon, and Matthew Slater. Matthew Slater's still kicking around at 37. He's probably a guy you can cut and save a little bit of money. I know he's a good special teams player, but that doesn't really matter in Madden. Tight end, Gesicki, Hunter Henry, Ferkser, and this guy's a long snapper. We can just cut him. Slater, yeah. It's crazy that he's still kicking around at 37 years old, but he's like a special teams ace. He's one of Belichick's guys. That'll save you a little bit of money. I like tight end under the bottom. Yeah, he has a pretty good tight end room. Left tackle Trent Brown is pretty solid. You would actually save a lot of money getting rid of him, but I mean, 83 overall left tackle, 30 years old. He's still got at least 2 or 3 good seasons left in him. Cole Strange. He's pretty good. Does he have a dev trait? Yeah, he's a star dev trait. That's going to be a pretty good player. City So, I have no idea who that is. Rookie left guard. Antonio Maffi. I remember him from the draft. He's pretty good too. You don't need 2 backup left guards. God, I gotta shoo the cat away. Might move one of those guys to right guard or maybe even tackle or something. You have good offensive line depth. David Andrews is really good, but he's 31. He's getting a little bit older. Jake Andrews is a good rookie backup center. James Ferentz, 34 years old, 59 overall. Like, I don't think you're going to have a problem if I cut him. That'll just save us some money up front. On 1U, yeah, he's good. 85 overall. The Pats kind of have a sneaky good offensive line. I think you can move one of those left guards over to right guard and have him back up there. Let's just put Mafi over there. And then that other right guard you have can just go to the practice squad. These guys have more upside. Yeah, Nathan says this team is better than I thought, and he likes the guard plan. Yeah, this team is actually looking halfway decent. Riley Reef is not great at right tackle. That's somewhere you're going to have to probably upgrade. Maybe not immediately. Like, you could survive with a 72 overall right tackle, but he's 34. He's just going to get worse going forward. That's going to have to be something you upgrade probably next year. Another guy here, right tackle, 30 years old, 60 overall. You can save $1.75 million cutting him. I think we just get rid of that guy. Left end, Lawrence Guy, kind of a veteran over there. You also have Christian Barmore. Neither of these guys are stars, but they're pretty solid, especially for a 3-4. They're not necessarily pass rushers. These guys are more run stoppers. So your pass rushers will be your outside linebackers. God, you've got pretty good depth here. Dietrich Weiss is a good starter. Trey Flowers, a good veteran backup. Keon White is a solid rookie. And he has a dev trait. So this is a guy that you might be able to progress a little bit. It'd be cool to be able to shift one of these guys inside. Barmore might actually be the best candidate for that. Yeah, especially since you do not have great defensive tackles. I would honestly probably suggest shifting Barmore to defensive tackle and maybe Flowers to left end. That'll get White on the field a little bit more. Left outside linebacker, you got Matthew Judon. He's really good, but 31 years old. Superstar dev trait. That'll let him hold on to that rating a little bit longer. How many years has he got left? 2 years. Yeah, that's probably about right. He's probably going to start regressing pretty hard after that age 33 season. So you're going to get a couple good years out of him. Anthony Jennings is fine as a backup. Ronnie Perkins, kind of a non-factor. Middle linebacker, holy cow. You're running a 3-4, so you do need 4 of these guys on your roster. 2 will start. That would be Bentley and Tavai. It's pretty good starting middle linebackers. Marte Mapu. There you go. You got another dev trait. He's a little bit undersized, but it actually looks like a pretty good player. Yeah, this is a good developmental guy. Raekwon McMillan, Mac Wilson, Chris Board. You're pretty much going to have to choose one of those guys by the end of the preseason, and I don't know if you'd be able to trade any of them. If you're going to make a trade there, it'd probably have to be Tavai. There's too much of a cap penalty for Bentley. It'd probably have to be Tavai. You let Mapu start. Otherwise, you're just going to have to cut two of these three. It definitely cut Fadakasi. In fact, we could do that right now. Because when we look over free agents, you're probably going to want a couple roster spots open in case there's somebody you want to pick up. Josh Uche, he's really good at right outside linebacker. DeMarcus Mitchell's not super good. You might want to look. Ronnie Perkins is over there. He's not great. You might want to look into like a backup at right outside linebacker. I'm going to add that to our list. Corner, Jonathan Jones is pretty good corner. I can't remember which of these guys. There's one of these Jones guys is actually like really good in the slot. It might be Marcus Jones because he's a little smaller. Christian Gonzalez, he's really good. He's probably going to have star or maybe even superstar dev trait. He's going to be like a franchise quarterback for you. Again, like really good quarterback depth. I mean, you got 6 guys that should be rostered. You're probably going to have to move somebody. I would say like Miles Bryant is probably the odd man out. You'd save $2.63 million trading him. You're probably not going to get much. It'd probably be like a late round pick, but you probably only keep 5 corners, and he's kind of the odd man out. The rest of these guys could just go to the practice squad. Free safety, Jabril Peppers is really good. The backups aren't great, but they're fine enough. Especially considering you've got really good depth at strong safety. Those guys never even have to see the field. Kyle Duggar, starting strong safety, is really good. Adrian Phillips, a good veteran strong safety. He could probably play some linebacker at a pinch. He's got really good coverage skills too. He could actually play some slot corner. Cody Davis. This must be another special teams guy. Belichick loves the special teams guys. There's no other reason there'd be a 34-year-old 68 overall strong safety on this team. That guy's definitely a cut. And let's see. Kicker, you have Nick Folk and rookie Chad Ryland. Ryland probably a normal dev, yeah. That's a tough call. Looks like Folk is a little bit better. Definitely has better accuracy, but the stronger leg goes to Ryland. If it was up to me, I would probably just cut Folk and go with Ryland, but yeah, you want to trade the 60 or the 70 overall corner. Okay, I'll run back to that real quick. We can take a look. Miles Bryant, let's see what we can get for him. Yeah, the kicker is cheaper. The rookie kicker is cheaper. You do have $27 million in cap room right now. That's not a huge problem. Probably until you have to extend Mac Jones. That'll probably get a little bit pricey. But Mac Jones is also not going to be like a franchise quarterback at that point. He's not going to be like 90 plus overall. That's when it gets super expensive. I'm not seeing a lot of interest here. Oh, oops. There's a get offers tab. I'm going to use that. There are no trades for this package. How is that possible? Cut Folk. Okay. I'll go back and cut Folk. Um, Nobody has any interest in this player. I know I would. Um, let's see if you get a second. How close that gets you. Okay, so you're probably not going to get more than like a fourth or fifth round pick for this guy. Um, the quarterback could be free safety. That's definitely an idea. Let's see. He doesn't have great strength. Jalen Mills might actually be a better free safety. Although Mills is not a good tackler. Yeah, you know what? I think Miles Bryant would be the better free safety. He's probably gonna be a pretty good one too. He's probably gonna be low to mid 70s. That's probably your best option. Let's take a look. Yeah, 72 overall. Yeah, that was a good idea. And then these guys can just go to practice squad when the time comes. Cut Folk. And your punter is Bryce Behringer, rookie punter. Okay, he's got a big leg. And he's got a hidden dev trait. That's pretty cool. And your draft picks looks like you have all of your draft picks, and you've got a Las Vegas 6. Let's go ahead. They can go to hell. I mean, practice squad. Let's take a look at the free agents. You let me know if there's anybody you want to pick up. I know there's some guys in there that have been signed in real life. Madden hasn't taken care of it yet. If you want them, they're yours. I'm not going to say they're off limits. Especially since your team is like actually in a competitive window. Mine is not. I don't think you want a quarterback. If you do, if you desperately want Matt Ryan, speak up, let me know. Halfback, Dalvin Cook is available. Ezekiel Elliott is available. He's actually signed with the Patriots in the last week or so. Kareem Hunt, Leonard Fournette, Darrell Henderson Jr., and then it kind of falls off. Philip Lindsay's down there, Ty Johnson, Javian Hawkins, if you're looking for somebody young, he's 23. Let's do Elliott. Okay. I think that's a good idea. 1-year deal for Ezekiel Elliott. You need a fullback. Janovich is the best fullback available. Derek Watt is there. Keithan Carter and Ryan Nall are a little bit younger. Looks like Gabe Nace won, but he's a 64 overall. Maybe you could coax one of the Watt brothers to side with you later on because you've already got one. Wide receivers. You had pretty good wide receiver depth. You don't have like a superstar. Julio Jones is out there. Jarvis Landry, T.Y. Hilton, Sammy Watkins, Quintez Cephas is there. He's just 25. He's still pretty young. Kenny Galladay, Will Fuller. No wide receiver. I think you're pretty good at tight end, unless you want like O.J. Howard. Let me know what you're thinking there. Offensive line, you were good, except you needed a right tackle potentially, unless you wanted to go ahead with Riley Reif. Taylor Lewan is an option. He's an 80 overall, 32-year-old. He'd basically be like a 1 year option, but he's an upgrade over Riley Reef if you want to move him to right tackle. You've really got good offensive line depth everywhere else, unless you just want to get a starter. And it looks like the only place to really get a significant upgrade for you would be to go with Luwan. God, I put this Cubs game on. You're good with the line? Yeah, I think that's fine. Um, Left end, Jadeveon Clowney's out there. He just signed with the Ravens. I think you were pretty good at defensive line. Defensive tackle was a little bit soft. You're going to need one of those, especially if you wind up not. Tackle is important. Oh, tackle is important. Yeah, you said that for the free safety. Um, yeah, you definitely going to need a defensive tackle unless you move that one defensive end over to defensive tackle. Linval Joseph, Ndamukong Suh, Ioannidis. These are there's some pretty good like depth options in defensive tackle. No real impact defensive ends. Robert Quinn, Akeem Hicks. Hicks probably would be pretty good at move to defensive tackle as well. You want Ndamukong Suh? Yeah, Suh's a cool player. I like him. Hicks to D tackle. Okay. I'll just sign them both, and then we can see what it looks like when it comes time to make cuts. Outside linebackers, you did need a right outside linebacker, kind of a depth guy, not a starter. You were good at starter. There's Van Noy, Pierre Paul, Devin Kennard, Carl Nassib. Alton Robinson is a little bit of a younger option. Adeniyi. That's probably the best out of the right outside linebackers. If you wanted to move a left outside linebacker over, there's Melvin Ingram. Anthony Barr is not a scheme fit. There's Fackrell. Let's go best overall right outside linebacker. Yeah, Van Noy. He's making his return to the Patriots. Corner, you were good, unless there's somebody that jumps out that you really want. Byron Jones is available, Casey Hayward Jr., Isaiah Rodgers, William Jackson, Kyle Fuller, Anthony Brown, Bryce Callahan. There's some pretty decent depth corners, but you're pretty good there. Same thing at safety. You're good at safety now. There's really not a whole lot of quality available anyway. Kicker, you go with the rookie, or you could maybe try Robbie Gould. That would really be the only guy who's an upgrade over Nick Folk. And there's nobody better than your rookie punter. So, unless there's somebody in one of those last positions we just went over that you want, we'll probably just move forward with what you have now. I will go ahead and slide some of the players over that we just signed. I think Hicks was the only one we got to do a position change on. Ezekiel Elliott is on the team now. You're good. Okay. Let's move Akeem Hicks to defensive tackle. I think he'll probably get a nice bump in overall moving to defensive tackle. I think he's a better fit there. He might even be like an 80 overall. Oh yeah, 82 overall. He's your best defensive tackle now. And then you have Sue and Godshaw. Carl Davis, you don't even need anymore. He'll probably get cut. I think we're good. I usually just, oh my God, coughing. I usually just go ahead and advance to week 4 of the preseason. When it becomes time to make cuts, nothing really happens in the preseason all that significant. Um, I'll deal with any of my roster stuff there. I don't have anything that's all that pressing. I can worry about getting a quarterback before the season starts. So let's force advance through the first week of the preseason. Let's see if I can get the Cubs feed in. Yeah, I can. There we go. I thought Smiley just gave up another homer there for a second. Off the bat, it looked like that was hit pretty well. All right, let's advance to week 2 of the preseason. And trade offer. I can't imagine for who. For Greg Gaines? No, I'm holding on to Greg Gaines. Okay, let's go back to yours now. I'll have you go first, and then I'll go ahead and take care of mine when you're done. That way, if you've got anything to go do, you can deal with that, not have to wait on me. 19 players to cut, but a lot of those are probably going to go to the practice squad. Let's upgrade players real quick. Mac Jones looks like he's going to be going up too. Probably do one at field general, and then he might need to upgrade like strong arm. I'd like to get his throwing power up a little bit for you. Well, it improved his mid and deep throw accuracy. That's pretty valuable too. Jawan Bentley. He's a good middle linebacker. You've actually got like a pretty solid team. Juju Smith-Schuster. He's kind of nice because he's one of those guys that can play really well in the slot, but can also slide outside if you have a guy who fits better in the slot. Uche. We're going to continue to work on speed rusher for him. Ramondre Stevenson. You also let me know going into the season whether you want Stevenson to start or Elliott, or do you just want me to, like, one thing I can also do is just go into formation subs, and I could try to basically just split their carries 50-50. I'll probably wind up doing something kind of like that because I don't really have a running back that I feel like I can just give the ball to 300 times. Cole Strange. Marte Mapu. I'm just going to auto upgrade these guys. This is kind of the bottom of your roster a little bit. Do something like that. Yeah, okay. We'll split carries. All right, 19 players to cut. Let's take a look. I think you got a quarterback to get rid of. Two quarterbacks to get rid of. McSorley is a super easy call. Sorry, dude. I think you got a couple options with Malik Cunningham. Um, you've got pretty good running back depth. I would say like an option would be to move him to running back, but I don't think he's going to be a good enough running back. Keep the fast guy, yeah. I don't think he's going to be a good enough running back to crack your roster. I think maybe the best option is probably going to be to put him on the practice squad. I usually carry just two quarterbacks because quarterbacks in Madden don't really get hurt. Um, Let me know what you think. If you want to carry three, that's perfectly fine. I'll come back to it when I hear what you say. Kevin Harris, you like two? Okay. Yeah, Kevin Harris is probably a practice squad guy. If your practice squad fills up, we could always go through and cut some guys to make room. Malik Cunningham, I think, is somebody to keep though. He's got some interesting skill sets. This cat, practice Cunningham, yeah. This cat is driving me nuts. We feed him at 8 o'clock our time every night, and he starts in with his bullshit at like 6 every day. Just will not leave us alone until we feed him. Okay, so I usually carry 4 hacks. We're gonna have to get rid of one. Um, 86 speed. I mean, if he winds up playing for you, you're probably in trouble anyway. Lose Taylor. Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. All right, Derek Watt is the fullback. Wide receiver, we need 6 of them. Honestly, I think it's pretty clear who to keep. I think Nixon is probably the odd guy out. He should be able to be put on the practice squad. Yeah. If you disagree with that, I could call him back up from the practice squad, but that would give you Smith Schuster, Devontae Parker, Kendrick Bourne, Tyquan Thornton, Demario Douglas, and Kayshon Boutte. Yeah. That's an okay wide receiver group. I mean, I think like in an ideal world, maybe Smith Schuster would be your number 2, Parker would be the number 3, Bourne would be the number 4. So maybe that's somebody you could position that you could like look for a free agent or to draft or something like that. Tight end, you're good. Gesicki, Henry, Ferkser, we got that figured out. Left tackle looks good. Brown, Calvin Anderson's the backup. Left guard, Strange and Sow. Looks good. David Andrews and Jake Andrews, that's good. Right guard, Onwenu and Mafi and Hines will be put on the practice squad. I think you get 10 practice squad guys, and we're kind of filling that up kind of quick, so we might have to go through that. Riley Reef. All right, left end. If I was you, I would probably carry 5 defensive ends. Sorry, I had to take a drink. So 2 guys got to go. Sam Roberts, pretty clearly. And Daniel Cool. Okay. It doesn't matter how you say his name. He's getting cut. Defensive tackle. You only need three. Um, I think Carl Davis has probably got to go. Unless you want to cut Ndamukong Suh. Um, if I was you, I'd probably. I mean, you're not hurting for money. I would probably just keep Sue and have the better player be your depth guy. Oh my god. I'm gonna lock this cat outside if he doesn't stop bothering me. I might have lost you. That's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and make a decision here. I'm gonna go ahead and cut Carl Davis. Fine, that's all fine. I can't tell if you're messaging me in the chat or if you're text messaging me. It looks like you might have messaged me in the chat. Let's see. Matthew Judon, Ronnie Perkins would go to the practice squad. Middle linebacker. We got some decisions to make here. You can only keep four of these guys. Two of them have to go. Oh my god, my nose is running. Chris Board carries a pretty hefty cap penalty. So I don't know if that's going to influence your decision making at all. How long is his contract? Okay, he's got one more year after this. Gotta go. Okay. Yeah. And we need one more. McMillan or Mac Wilson Jr. They are pretty similar. Really not saving any more money with one or the other. McMillan is a little bit older. I mean, if you would rather trade one of these guys than cut them, I would throw you a 7th round pick for whichever one you don't want. Because I need linebackers. Oh, you said gotta go? You were probably talking about. Now I'm confused if you were talking about you gotta go in terms of, like, you gotta go, or if the player had to go. I don't know. If you tune in and hear any of this, Nathan, just text me what you want me to do. Otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead and finish off the roster moves for you. Um, this is a pretty clear one. Darius Mitchell to practice squad. Damn, back-to-back two-run homers for the Cubs. Swanson, and then two batters later, Candelario goes deep. Quarterback, Sean Wade. He's probably released rather than put on practice squad. He's not really going to improve a whole lot. You could save the practice squad spot for one of these rookies. We got to be about full on the practice squad by now. Let's take a look. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's one more spot left. I think we probably just release this guy. That way we can put Joshua Bledsoe onto the practice squad. Hawkins he can get cut. There's no reason to hold on to him. Strong safety, Schooler. We'll fill out the practice squad with him. We still got one middle linebacker to get rid of. I haven't heard from Nathan in a few minutes. I think he probably had to go. I am going to go ahead and make the call that we are going to get rid of Raekwon McMillan instead of Mac Wilson Jr. Mac Wilson Jr. is a couple years younger. There's more of a cap penalty to get rid of Mac Wilson Jr. I think it just makes more sense to hold on to him and get rid of Raekwon McMillan. I was going to go ahead and cut this guy for Nathan. I did, before he had to leave, I did say I would throw him a 7th round pick if he was going to cut one of these guys because I need outside linebackers. I'm sure he would prefer having a 7th round pick than having nothing, so just going to do that. There is the New England Patriots roster. Got them down to 53 players. Let's take a look at team salaries. Looks like he's got $26 million in cap penalty for 2023. A lot of that was probably carried into the game. It was just cap penalty that the Patriots were already carrying. $16.4 million in cap space. He's probably going to have pretty hefty amount of cap space going into next offseason. Let's see. He's going to have to re-sign Duggar. Onwenu is going to have to be recovered or re-signed. Ezekiel Elliott, we'll figure out what to do with him. Ferkser, he probably just let walk. Brown's going to need a contract. Uche is going to need a contract. And a lot of these guys are just older. It's probably time to move on from them anyway. Gesicki might need a contract. Probably one of Gesicki or Henry, whichever one he decides to keep. Yeah, he's going to be in a pretty good cap spot. He's definitely in a better position than I am. I think this roster can compete this year. I think he's got money and assets moving forward that are going to make his team pretty interesting. I think there's a lot to work with here for Nathan. Um, on the other hand, we go take a look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I keep my phone open just in case Nathan comes back. I don't think he's going to. He was almost done anyway. What do I have in a I got a bunch of cap room, but I also traded away like all my best players. I need to go get a quarterback. Let's see if anybody is on the trade block. Tyler Huntley, Minshew, Davis Mills, Matt Corral, Sam Howell. I mean, I think Sam Howell's better than 66 overall. That seems low. Malik Willis. I might even go in and like manually edit Sam Howell. Everything I've seen from Sam Howell suggests that he's probably an upper 60s quarterback at least. What the hell does Washington call themselves? Yeah, the Commanders. I wouldn't feel right taking Sam Howell from the Commanders because I think he's going to be their starting quarterback this year. Awareness is super low. Let's maybe bump that up a little bit. That gets him to a 67. Speed trucking. It's probably going to have to... Not going to bump his throw power. His throw power's a 92. He's got a good arm. We'll break sack up one, throw pressure, under pressure a couple, throw and run. Let's bump his mid accuracy up a bit. I think that's good. I think I see that's a 69. That's fine. I'm good with that for Sam Howell. I think he's probably gonna have a season with the Commanders that pushes him into like the low to mid 70s. But there's just not enough for me to feel good about making that ratings change at this point. But I am not going to go rob him from the Commanders. Out of all the quarterbacks on the trade block, he's probably the one that I'm most interested, but it also would feel gross just going and stealing him away. I mean, I just don't love any of those quarterbacks that are on the trade block. I mean, maybe Davis Mills. All right, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go upgrade position. Wait, I don't want to look at the trade block. I just want to fucking make a trade. How do I do that? Trade finder? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Trade finder in Madden is a different thing than trade finder in NBA 2K. All right. I got 3 first-round picks. Nice. I would like to trade like a 4th-round pick, maybe a 3rd, and get like somebody's backup quarterback to roll with. Someone that I could potentially develop a little bit. Ooh, I like Clayton Tune, but he is a 62 overall. That's just not going to work. I would love to have Anthony Richardson, and I have a feeling they're going to start Baker Mayfield, which is funny. Yeah. they're still really valuing Anthony Richardson, so hopefully they just go ahead and start him. I could probably go get Jacoby Brissett, but like if I was going to do that, why would I just keep Baker Mayfield? I want a younger quarterback. Franks. Honestly, like Desmond Ritter would be perfect, but he's now going to be a starting quarterback, so I can't do that. Brock Purdy, Sam Darnold, Trey Lance. Trey Lance is probably the guy, honestly. I mean, I am not super excited about doing Trey Lance, but I mean, Zach Wilson is a possibility, but if I wasn't excited about Trey Lance, holy shit, am I not excited about Zach Wilson? Headed Hooker, but he's 25. Do I really want a 25-year-old quarterback? Who fumbles a lot? I do not. I do not. Um, Matt Corral again. I would rather have Trey Lance. Oh, God, this is bleak. Winston, Jake Hader, Drew Lock, Kenny Pickett, Mitchell Trubisky, Davis Mills. God, Drew Smiley is getting rocked. He has given up 7 runs to the fucking Tigers. After the Cubs came back from down 3-0, Drew Smiley gives it right back, and they're back down 3. All right, I gotta focus. Will Levis. I mean, would they trade Will Levis? I mean, I'd be interested in that. How tied are they to Ryan Tannehill? Yeah, they're not interested in trading Will Levis. I could probably get Malik Willis. Super low awareness, but he runs so well. Oh God. If I did Malik Willis, I can't. Why am I saying Malik Willis? I would probably have to commit to like a running quarterback scheme, which would probably be like the Bears. But honestly, like if I went Trey Lance, I'd probably have to do the same. He's definitely a better passer. Yeah, I mean Trey Lance is a better player than Malik Willis. It's not even really that close. Let's see what it would take for me to get Trey Lance. That did it. 4th round pick. Easy decision. Trey Lance is the quarterback. That was an easy decision. Trask will back up. Wolford's going to get cut. God, I can't believe it's almost 8 already. I gotta go feed this fucking cat. I'm probably gonna look through free agency and see what's out there, and then make my cuts. I am probably just gonna raid people's the players that they cut, and the players they put on the practice squad. I do not want any of these quarterbacks. Malik Cunningham would actually be a pretty interesting backup, but I don't want to steal him from Nathan. Donta Foreman, I actually really like. Zonovan Knight, I really like too. Yeah, I'll bring in Zonovan Knight for sure. He might actually get some carries. Is there any other like young running backs that got cut? Hawkins, DJ Dallas, Dwayne McBride from UAB. Yep, let's bring him in. Fullback, Ben Mason. Wait, who's that? Who was the other? God, the loading screens take forever in this. Hunter Lepke. Yeah, he was a rookie this year. I'll sign him. I'll take the rookie fullback. Wide receivers, KJ Hamler. That'll work for me. Any other young wide receivers get cut inexplicably? Let's see. N'Keal Harry. Kikuti Shy Smith. I like him. Anthony Schwartz, I like a lot. Jalen Darden, no. As a Buccaneers fan, I am already shit full of the Jalen Darden experience. Yeah, I think Anthony Schwartz is the guy. I will take a 97 speed wide receiver all day. Where was he? There he is. I will bring in Anthony Schwartz. All right, let's trim these positions down a little bit. And then I will continue trying to build out this roster a tiny bit. Trey Lance, quarterback. Rashad White, Chase Edmonds. So Chase Edmonds is not going to make this team. But he could go ahead and have a dev or attribute increase on his way out. Thanks for everything, Chase. Okay, Rashad White, Zonovan Knight, Keyshawn Vaughn, Dwayne McBride, Sean Tucker is going to the practice squad. Fullback, Hunter Lepke. Wide receiver, KJ Hamler. Schwartz, Trey Palmer. Jarrett is my fifth receiver. Keelan Green. Okay. So I'm going to need another receiver, is what this is telling me. Devin Tompkins could go to the practice squad. Cade Warner could go to the practice squad. And Kalen Geiger could probably just get released, to be honest. I don't know if there's that interesting of a wide receiver out there for me to sign. This might be another situation where I look towards the trade block. If it ever loads. That is not what I wanted. Maybe a young receiver got put on the trade block that I could scoop up for like a mid-round pick. All right. Chase Claypool's not that guy. Pringle, McLeod, Marshall. Yeah, Terrace Marshall, potentially. Jalen Rager. De'Ami Brown. I might take a closer look at him. David Bell, yes. These guys are just not that interesting. Let me look at De'Ami Brown. I actually like this guy. 32 years in the league. Where was he at? There we go. Depends on what the price is. I am not going to give up a ton to get De'Ami Brown, but if he'll throw my way for next to nothing, I will absolutely do that. Maybe a 5 and a 6. Yep. All right, I gotta feed this goddamn cat. I promise I hear you, cat. The problem is that I hear you all the. There you go. Let me play Madden. All right, back at it. All right, De'Ami Brown into the mix at wide receiver. Tight end needs some work. Dominique Daphne is not going to make this team. Sure, he's a nice guy. Payne Durham, not going to make this team. He's going to be practice squad. Sorry, that was gross. I have a fucking cat, but I'm also allergic to cats. So that's where I'm at in life. I need a tight end. Mo Ollie Cox, Pharaoh Brown, Kylan Granson. That works. I don't need it to be a superstar tight end. I just need somebody to add a little bit of depth. And I will probably split reps pretty evenly between the two. Donovan Smith got cut. Wow, I might bring him back to be my right tackle. Or even my left tackle and move Tristan Wirfs back to right. No, I'll side Beecham. I'll side Beecham to 1 year to be my right tackle. Left end, I definitely don't need defensive ends. I really don't need defensive tackles either. I'm like 90% sure of that. Although Javon Kinlaw is a little bit interesting to me. He's been kind of a bust so far in the NFL. Maybe I'd give him a second life. All right, Wirfs, Mock, Hayes. Oh, I need a backup center. And Justin School will get cut. Okay, so I need a backup center. I need to cut some defensive ends need to be cut. Jose Ramirez is probably going to go to the practice squad. Let's take a look at defensive tackle. I want to see if I got room to side one. I don't. Although I don't really need Deidre Sanat either. I guess I do have room for a defensive tackle. William Golston is on the last year of his contract, so I might as well trade him. I doubt I'm going to find anybody with any interest. But even if I could recoup like a 6th round pick or something like that, that'd be perfectly fine with me. Let's try the Lions. Let's try a 5th. That works. Maybe I could have got a 4th, but I don't think it's worth it. So I am going to send Mike Green to the practice squad, and I'm going to go sign Javon Kinlaw. And then I need outside linebackers bad. All right, I got this team up to a 77 overall. That's better than they were 20 minutes ago. Javon Kinlaw, where was he at? There he is. Okay, I need outside linebackers, but I would imagine the best place to get him is probably going to be at middle linebacker. Although Blake Cashman's not bad. Let's see what's out there. Malik Harrison, absolutely. Malik Harrison's probably going to be a starter. Jonas Griffith is a possibility. Let's see what else is down here. Ooh, I like Tanner Muse. He's super fast. I don't know if I need any more. I don't know if I need any more. Shaquille Quarterman, Nick Neiman, Bumper Pool. I'll come back if I need one. I definitely am going to need a corner. Doesn't look like there's really any young corners. Oh, Greedy Williams. Okay. There's another guy who's kind of a draft bust. Maybe I can rehab him a little bit and recoup some value. There's actually some pretty good corners down here. Trayvon Mullen. If any of these guys I don't keep at corner, I could probably move them to safety. They'll probably be just fine at safety. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Igbohedi? Is that how you say it? Avery Thompson. Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm good there. Safety, I'll come back to if I need one. Kicker, I think I'm going to be fine. Punter, I know I'm fine. All right, let's take a look. Right end, defensive tackles. I need outside linebackers. Devin White is hurt, which is not great. He is out for 2 weeks. So maybe I should leave Malik Harrison at middle linebacker and move Raekwon McMillan to left outside linebacker to become the starter. I've got Servosier Dennis as my starting right outside linebacker. Kayvon Merriweather is my backup right outside linebacker, but I only did that in order to stay under or over roster minimums. So I'm going to move him back to safety now. So I gotta send somebody to right outside linebacker. It's gonna be Tanner Muse. And then I have to cut a middle linebacker. J.J. Russell to the practice squad. All right, I do want Zion McCollum making this team, so one of these corners is going to have to probably go to safety. Probably free safety. So he's got the best strength. None of them are good tacklers. Block Shed, Trayvon Mullen. Honestly, I think Trayvon Mullen is probably the guy who's going to go to safety. Is that a 2-run single for Dansby Swanson? The Cubs are right back in this, 7-6. All right. So there's my 5 quarters. Josh Hayes is going to go to the practice squad after I upgrade him. He's actually a pretty good player. Who's this pitching for the Tigers? Is that Mitch White? I had no idea Mitch White somehow found his way to the Tigers, but good for them. I actually really liked Mitch White when he was still a prospect with the Dodgers. I didn't know if he would stick as a starter, but I always thought this guy is probably going to go be a pretty good reliever. And it hasn't really happened for him. Tough play. In time to get Suzuki. D. Delaney gets cut. I got a lot of safeties to get rid of. Kayvon Merriweather to the practice squad. Nolan Turner. Nolan Turner to the practice squad. Christian Izzian is going to go ahead and be my backup strong safety. McLaughlin could be the kicker. Camarda. I have 3 first-round picks, 1 second-round pick, and 3 thirds. So I should be in good draft position. I really purged this roster, but this was not a competitive roster. I kind of had to do it. Had to have a down year, try to build back up next year. Let's see what we got. Jake Camarda. Continue to work on that power putter. +4 kick accuracy and +1 kick power is a tremendous upgrade. Rashad White up to a 76 overall. Work on him as an elusive back. Trey Palmer. I'm going to work on Trey Palmer as a deep threat. So I'm probably going to have... Man, he's up to a 96 speed. I'm probably going to have Godwin working on the slot a lot. Kyle Trask, field general. So now that I know who my quarterback is, I'm gonna change my playbook. This was not something I anticipated doing. Why the fuck do I keep going there? It is. I thought it was under managed team. Oh, it's managed staff. Team schemes. I am going to go to the Chicago playbook because I did watch one Bears game and Justin Fields ran the ball really well. The Bears offense looked pretty fucking good in that game. I'm going to run that offense, and it is a West Coast zone run. It's already a fit. And I think we are ready to advance to week 1 and get this underway. So the first game I do is going to be Vikings Buccaneers. I will probably run Nathan's game tomorrow. Um, I'm going to get everything ready. Then I will unplug the headset, turn music back on, and go ahead and get that game started and let it play out CPU versus CPU for episode 1 of this series. So that's going to do it for me right now. Again, thanks for tuning in. Continue watching now that we go into season 1, into the regular season. I hope you enjoyed.